What's up? Welcome back to the shop. Sorry about my throat. It is thrashed. As y'all know, probably went out to SoFlo. Had an awesome time. Was lucky enough to pull off the event. I'll get right into it. Won't waste y'all's time. I started out with Hyde here. Had no turbo on it, and I'm not realizing it. So at this point, I put some test passes on it. My first pass I laid down was a 198. 93, 88. Now at this point I'm like, why won't it go over 75 or 80 miles an hour? So I'm adding turbo, looking at the data. I'm up to 25, which I know this road shouldn't take it because it's closed access road. So it's like, it shouldn't take it. There's not much traction out there. The starting line was awesome. But after about 40 feet, you had to tiptoe your way out there. But the amp box isn't even, as soon as it reaches 100%, it's gone. So I got mad at it. And I lost control of the car and I ramped it. And I crashed it pretty good. But since I didn't have any turbo in it, and it's hard to get so many test passes because there's so many people and we're already behind on the rain weather, a day of testing to get some shit down on the road, I just went to Jekyll. The car I just put together, 2 weeks ago at a spare parts. Jekyll 2.3 or whatever the hell it is. So that's what I did. So I went to the car and I'll be right back and I'll get all the data, the tune-ups and everything, and we'll go over the tickets and the rounds. Right back. All right, back here with Jekyll. Real quick on Hyde with the no turbo. Shout out to Rusty Brooks. We were pitted back in the weeds, so I had asked him, and I tried calibrating it 3 or 4 times. He looked at the data. I'm just assuming the ESC's got a problem. I don't know, I'll look into it. But thank you, Rusty, for all your time throughout the weekend. Thank you for the light at night. I had no light back there. Awesome. Let me get into the rounds here. I'm missing some tickets, guys. I'm sorry. So round 1. Get that out here. Oscar Rios. He hit the wall. Both ran identical reaction times, but since they hit the wall, I was able to move on. Like I said, it takes rounds of luck. Missing round 2. Round 3, I got Kenshaw Allen. He went at 179, I went at 175. Got him a little bit on the tree. Great race, man. Good talking to you again, Kenshaw. Then 4th round of A bracket, I got Ryan Clay. Last year's champ. Got him pretty good on the tree. 60-footed him. Pretty much the same. 301, 299, 307. And I went 169. I guess he got out of shape. 259 at 54, and I went 85. And then in bracket round 3, I got Scott Husted, and I believe I ran his wife. And on my first pass, when I got this car going, it stuck. I put the same tune-up in it as I did Hyde, but it stuck. I picked it up, I pulled the trigger, I said, hell yeah. I don't know if it's the extra cat pack I put on. I do all my own soldering. And shout out to Jonathan Diaz, man. BB Fast Power. Not that we were using much power this weekend, but that motor is a beast and so tunable. So when I got up to Jill, like I said, I stuck against her and I got lucky again. Both in the first round, I got luck. I had to buy back both rounds in the first round, but not in the second. So when I stuck, I was like, holy shit, like I said, and I picked it up, and I was like, wow, man, I can't believe it didn't pop. Maybe it's the extra cat pack. I'm going with the 40-degree temperatures. I looked at the data, it went from 70-something degrees to 130, and all I went was, and I lifted as fast as I could. You guys probably saw on the live feed. So after Ryan Clay, I had to get Scott. And It was on the tree again, guys. Little bit. 222, 199, 114 mid. I guess he got out of shape too. 138. He drove his ass off. 87 miles an hour. 171 to a 138. To a 202. Excuse me. 171. Like I said, I wasn't touching the car. It's going to either go 70, 71, or 69. So in the next round, I got my testing buddy, Scott Yosin. Shout out to those guys, Scott, Yosin, Jed, Mike, Chris. Man, thank you so much for getting the track and the timing system and the prep and everything. A big part of my success in my program is that spot. We get to do it in different ways to make the track simulations for where we're going. And it was tough, man. I felt bad for him. He wasn't 100%. He just got out of the hospital, but he was having a great time. Went at 170 at 85 again. And then the next round, like, I'm so focused at the track. This is Kevin Rodriguez. We raced together at Okeechobee. We're literally the second pair in line, and I'm looking for who, I know who Kevin is. I didn't know his last name was Rodriguez. And I'm like, man, I wonder who I'm running. He goes, it's me. And we're right across from each other at the table, like second pair. Well, good luck, man, you know, and it's just crazy how it ends up that way. Reaction times. I got him again. 187, 237, 6 foot, pretty much identical. He got me, 284, 286, 72 mile an hour, 83. And I guess he had trouble too. He only went to 209. I went my 172. And then get on to the next round. Sorry about that. My hand slipped. You got Chris Flannery. Sorry if I mess up your name, man. So 6 foot, 197. Reaction times are almost identical. 196, 197. 293 to his 330, 114 mid to his 116. Look at this race, guys. 85 miles an hour to his 87, 170 to his 172. Look at the overall on that. That's called your package, the overall. Drag racers call it the package. I went a one. That's your reaction time and your ET combined. 190 with a 3 to a 191 with a 9. Talk about a race. 1 second, I'll be right back real quick. All right, let me backtrack here a minute. Before Chris, I had to run Frank Greer. That's the ticket that's missing. And I made my first mistake. I had both my entries in until this time. I overheated my tires and spun against them. But that's what that was. Then I went to get this guy, Chris, here to get into the finals of A. I think. I forget. And then next round, I know that. This is what got me in the finals. Rusty Brooks. It's how drag racing is. If you're in it long enough, you're eventually going to run everybody. Like I said, the guy was helping me all day. He got me a little bit on the tree. I got him a little bit on the 60 foot. A little bit. He got me a little bit on the mid. 81, 81. I mean, look at this package. Mine was a 198.6. It was a 199.0. That's 4 10,000ths of a victory. I mean, you couldn't even see that on these little cars. What a race. That's probably the closest race I've ever been in. That's what I told him when I saw him. I jokingly said, please don't turn off the light. He was very cool and gracious about it and definitely left the lights on. So now we're going into the finals. It's a rematch against Frank and I. And much respect, man. To me, this guy's like, you know, been doing it a long time. He makes all kinds of stuff, helps everybody. He's been on a lot of teams. So, tree drops. I cut a 188. You guys know I'm jacked. I am jacked. I'm ready and I'm jacked. He cuts at 228. I go at 297. He goes at 300, 6 foot. 115 mid, 116. I believe in the video that I watched last night on the show, because I I really haven't watched much of it, and he was driving his ass off. I would have crashed. He went 80 miles an hour, went 83, I went a 73, went a 78, 2009 overall, package, and I went a 192 package. And I acted a fool after that, guys, I ain't gonna lie. I want to shout out to the Red Beer Racing guys. They gave me this cool ass from the city. I mean, I don't know what to say, guys. I mean, this thing is heavy, man. Go right there with my Clash coin. All their whole family. Now, that's not just the Red Beard brothers. I mean, their sons. I think their wives were out there. The whole family just killed it. You guys stuck it out. The weather was crazy cold. Let me show you guys real quick. Last but not leastly, this awesome plaque. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Thank you to each and every one of these sponsors. Thank you so much. And let me get on to the tune-ups here real quick. The car, 7,000 gens Ace. I'll put it on the scales here in a minute. It's got 6-pound springs in the front, 5-pound springs in the front. I think when I weighed it was 4.75 pounds. We'll see here in a minute. BB Fast Power. This car, I just bought the transmission. That's why it's all blue. You know, my other two cars, they're all silver. All the anodite is gone. It's the first original V2 plate. Love that car. All right, guys, let me get back and I'll get you the tune-ups. All right, let's get to the tune-ups. So when I got there, I had to make a curve because I didn't know the service. I'd never been to that SoFlo. I missed one. I've been to the first two. Missed Redbeard's first for financial reasons, and I made this year. So here's the curve if y'all want to use it. Numbers will be right here. First dot, non. So that's the curve I used. You just want to go rah. I mean, I use a bunch of curves. That's the curve I just to line it up. And when I line up a car, I don't use trim. I just adjust it. You know what I mean? So I know, because when you use trim, I know that the tires are fighting each other. But I have all different types of curves. You know, I use this one when it's prep surface, and you just can throw the wood at it. You know. So then my acceleration was at 10. That's how fast it reads the dots. Start power is at 80. I like a narrow trigger. I think it helps me. I know it helps me with my reaction times, but just be careful not to bump it. Frequencies. Frequencies is, the lower the number, the more work it's doing, but it's easier to move the car because it's just a pound instead of a light, pop, 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 pop. So then you have to adjust that in here. You have to turn your brake down and then you adjust your tune-up because that's just how it works. Throttle curve. I love doing it this way by, each box is 10% all the way up to 100. Say you're not getting out, you got something like that. Everything else is great and it's just low, You just keep adding timing until it wants to do what it wants to do. And then if you're in this area, you're only looking on your graph on your way to 100. Say it's spun, you just take a little bit out. You're still gonna only end up at 35. This is just how you get to 35. So just use that as on your graph. You'll see it. Slope plus was at 50. On the graph, it'll see I only got to 100% at like mid-track, so I wasn't probably even seeing that 21. Let me put the graph up here. Oops, wrong page. Let's see, where is it? SoFlo, Hillbilly, SoFlo. It's long because, like I said, I just kept my mouth shut and went to work. See, I didn't even have an amp box, not till I got to 100%. But look at the pink line, that's your RPM. I mean, you just can't ask for that. We started tagging the battery at the end because the IRs were so low, it was so cold. That's why I was slowing down from 69 to 73. Not the tune-up, the IRs. You know, it wasn't dumping the power that it was asking after 100%. But you can just see the battery's flatline. The car is so hooked up straight. There's no jiggling. You know what I mean? It left perfect. You know what I mean? And I don't have an amp box here because if I would have, it was kind of almost trying to spin through here. As you can see right there, it's trying to kick the tire free. So I didn't want to give it any power there. It kept my acceleration relatively level. So that's the tune-up. Let me give you the gun. Turn this off so I don't do something stupid like I always do. And I'll show you guys the gun real quick. So I had no EPA because, you know, we weren't making no power to use EPA. And then throttle speed 100 out of the box. My first point was 30, second 60. The speeds were 33. That's how fast I was getting to 100. Not very fast. Like I said, I was racing the surface. Alright guys, let me scale the car for you and show you the reasons why I scale the car. Alright, there she is. Jekyll. Shout out to BB, man. Thank you, Jonathan Diaz. 3-4 years now I've been using his motors. Great power, tunability. You guys check him out on Facebook. Jonathan Diaz, BB Fast. Pretty awesome fella. So the reason why I scale the car is I want to know my front percentage. I don't want to smash the bar. I want to use the car as a lever to lay power down to the track. The bar is to stop the most amount of motion that you cannot get with this short of a wheelbase for the horsepower that you're making for the size of the car. So, you know, 50-50 is good on the cross. What I'm doing now is I want repeatability. So I'm going to pick the car up and let it go. Does it keep repeating? Yes. Pick it up, let it go. If she keeps repeating like that, you know your car is ready to go. You know what I mean? And all you might have to do is a final adjustment maybe in the rear on preload. And what I do, instead of doing a full turn on one, I'll do a quarter on the other and a quarter on the other in opposite directions so the ride height doesn't change. It doesn't affect the wheelie bar. And, you know, that's for curvature of the road, not curvature, but pitch. You know, there may be some things in the road that aren't regular. Not everything is flat and smooth. That's the reason why I scale the car guys. The thing about light cars not being consistent or quick, this car is very quick. It's 76.6 ounces, which is 4.79 pounds. I can't get it much lighter. But yeah, you set them up right, no matter what. The car doesn't know how much it weighs. You got to get the chassis to act the same way it would no matter what weight. It doesn't know. It's just lesser work on the electrical system, and I believe that's why the R1 lasts longer. It's less work to move less weight. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you at the races. Thank you for everyone that comes by on the channel. It's awesome. I appreciate you guys taking your time. One last thing, if you can guess, well, not guess, whoever is the first one in the comments to post my winning ET in mile an hour, all the numbers, not just, you know, 202 at 70, all the numbers, I will send you this free TSG Patriot chassis plate, free. Alright guys, and the reason why I'm doing that, I want to show you is, nothing wrong with this plate. It was used great in Dallas, served me great. But CJC had turned me on, and I'm going to start trying this plate. It is not going to be a light car. It's going to take a lot different springs, shock settings, valvings. But it's going to be a nice piece. I would have already had it finished, but I didn't know I needed different servo mounts, so I'm on hold. The guys are killer. They're great. They overnighted me some stuff. It may be home when I get home, maybe there first thing in the morning, and I'll finish this car out. We'll be out testing it this weekend. All right, everyone. We'll see you at the races.